Welcome to Part 2 of Biblical History and Prophecy, where wisdom is knowledge with understanding. We now examine a very, very important date, Spring 2010 AD. Spring 2010 AD is when the door to salvation slams shut. Yes, in the spring of 2010 AD, salvation closes for 1,000 years, according to Revelation 20:4-6 and Daniel 9:2 and 26, when the plagues are poured upon this world. Therefore, let's re-examine an overview of the end times encompassing 1650 years, 33 jubilees. Matthew 19:28 introduced the 1650-year Great Regeneration that began with the turning point in the spring of 1996 AD. This followed the double portion promised for the 6th millennial day, when humanity went from the horse and buggy and doing without and on into the space age, as all sorts of new material goods were created. Then, as humanity entered the 7th millennial day, the trumpet began sounding loud around the world and long 24/7, Exodus 19:11-19. That is, the trumpet is a communication device that we call the personal computer and internet, has now communicating around the world 24/7. Okay, conditions are also like when God gave people quail to eat during the Exodus from Egypt. Initially, they approached Mount Sinai. He gave them quail, and nothing happened. Then, after events at Sinai, the people again murmured for flesh to eat, but the people had been given the law, God's law, through Moses, which forbids eating flesh. So now God again gave them quail and smote the people while the quail was still in their mouths. God then promised to give disobedient humanity quail until it comes out their nostrils. Yes, today we have that promised quail. Don't you believe me? Consider motor vehicles that fill the highways and byways. Vehicles line up and follow one another, starting, stopping, turning, and moving in long lines, just like quail. Yes, if you travel especially near cities, today motor vehicles are certainly coming out one's nostrils. A word regarding not eating flesh. Precept must be upon precept, and the clean animals such as the cows, deer, and sheep are all vegetarians. They don't kill to eat the flesh of the dead. Whereas the unclean animals like dogs, lions, skunks, foxes, etc., kill and eat the flesh of their prey. Remember, Daniel refused to eat the flesh of the dead. Daniel chapter 1. Now, to better understand what's going on, let's get more specific. Start with the Firstfruits 42-year hour. Blessings upon the Firstfruits. Quote, "For since the beginning of the world men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither hath the eye seen, O God, beside thee, what he," Jesus, "hath prepared for him that waiteth for him." Unquote. Isaiah 64:4. Also see Deuteronomy 28, 1-14, 11, 22-25, 7, 11-16, Psalm 103, 2-5, Jeremiah 30, 16 and 17, and Isaiah 31, 2 and 3. God's 7 annual holy periods lay out the schedule of events during each 42-year hour. 2 are as follows. Passover, the 14th day of the first biblical month, prefigured the first 14 years that led up to the unique turning point. Passover year occurred 1995 to 1996 AD, spring to spring. At that time, multitudes were passed over for entry into the firstfruits. Then again, atonement, the 10th day of the 7th biblical month, prefigured atonement year, the 10th year of the 7th millennium, 2005 to 2006 AD, spring to spring. People were given a second opportunity, but multitudes were passed over a second time. That occurred on Atonement Year, 10 years after the turning point. Now, everyone will have a third opportunity for entry into the firstfruits during the year 2009 to 2010 AD, spring to spring, before the door to salvation closes and shuts out additional potential firstfruits. Isaiah 1:15 to 20 and Daniel 9:2 and 26. The message should be clear. Start obeying God's laws. Don't wait until after you've missed the boat again. Daniel's 62nd year ends in the spring of 2010 AD. After that, people will have to wait 1,000 years until the door to salvation reopens for the main harvest. Revelation 20:4-6. Unfortunately, most people have been progressing through the firstfruits 42-year hour while completely oblivious as to what is happening. So let's take a closer look. Please continue on part 3 of Biblical History and Prophecy.